I thought the worst day of my life was the day she walked out. I was wrong. The worst day was 6 months later when she showed up at my apartment, crying, shaking, pregnant, and asking me for help. Her name was Madison. We met at a friend's 4th of July party. She spilled a drink on my shoes, laughed, and said, "Well, now you have to talk to me." She was easy to fall for. Smart, ambitious, funny in a quiet way. We built something steady. Sunday morning coffee runs, late night Target trips, binge watching shows neither of us actually liked. It wasn't flashy, but it felt safe, and I thought safe was enough. About 2 years in, something changed. She started talking differently. More about money, more about leveling up, more about how she didn't want to struggle in her 30s. I was building my career in marketing, slow promotions, long hours. She worked in real estate, fast money, flashy clients, different worlds. One night she said, "Do you ever feel like you're behind?" I didn't know she meant me. She asked me to meet her at our usual coffee place. She didn't order anything. That's when I knew. She said, "I think we want different things." I asked what that meant. She hesitated, then said it. "I need someone who's already established." Established, like I was some unfinished project. I asked if there was someone else. She didn't answer directly, but silence answers everything. 2 weeks later, she was posting photos with him. Suit, Rolex, downtown condo. I told myself I was okay. I wasn't. I won't lie, it wrecked me. Not just losing her, but losing to someone who looked like a better version of me. More money, more confidence, more everything. I stopped checking her Instagram after a while, muted her, focused on work, started going to the gym, trying to rebuild whatever part of me felt replaceable. And slowly, I did. It was a Thursday night, almost midnight. I wasn't expecting anyone. When I opened the door, my stomach dropped. It was Madison. No makeup, hair pulled back, eyes swollen like she hadn't slept in days. And then I noticed it. Her hoodie didn't hide it completely. She was pregnant. We just stood there for a second. Then she said it. "I'm pregnant." Soft, almost ashamed. I didn't even process it emotionally at first. I processed it logically. We'd been broken up 6 months. I did the math. Then I asked, "Is it mine?" She looked down. "I don't know." That "I don't know" felt worse than a no. I let her inside, not because I forgave her, but because I'm not heartless. She told me everything. The guy she left me for, his name was Ryan, investor type, big talk, big lifestyle. When she told him she was pregnant, he accused her of trying to trap him, told her he wasn't ready, told her she miscalculated. Within a week, he ghosted her, blocked her number, changed apartments. Gone. Just like that. I asked her the question that was sitting in my chest. "Why are you here?" She didn't hesitate this time. "Because you're the only person I know who actually cared about me." That sentence hit hard. Not romantic, not flattering, just honest. She said her parents were disappointed, her friends were distant, nobody wanted involvement, and suddenly the guy who was still building was the safest place she knew. Part of me wanted to slam the door, part of me still loved her, and part of me felt something worse than anger. Validation. Because the guy she upgraded to didn't show up, but I did, and that scared me. I didn't want to become someone's backup plan, but I also didn't want to abandon someone who was scared. I told her one thing: if the baby's mine, I'll step up. No hesitation. because that's who I am. But I also told her, that doesn't mean we're getting back together. She nodded, no argument. I think she knew she didn't deserve one. We kept things practical. Doctor appointments, minimal small talk, no romantic conversations. Sometimes she'd look at me like she was remembering something. Sometimes I'd look at her and feel nothing. And that's when I realized something had changed. I wasn't in love anymore. I just cared. There's a difference. The night she went into labor, she called me. Not him. Me. Her voice was shaking. I drove to the hospital faster than I probably should have. In the delivery room, she grabbed my hand, tight, terrified. For a moment, none of the history mattered, just the situation. Hours later, a baby boy was born. And when I saw him, I felt something instinctive, protective, even without knowing. A few weeks later, we did the DNA test. I told her I'd open the results alone. I needed to process it privately. I sat at my kitchen table, same table we used to eat at together. I opened the envelope, read the paper once, then again. Probability of paternity, 0%. Not mine. I didn't cry. I didn't punch a wall. I just leaned back in my chair and exhaled. I met her at a park, neutral ground. She looked hopeful, nervous. I handed her the paper. She read it. Her face fell. She whispered, "I'm sorry." And this time, I believed her. But belief doesn't rebuild trust. I told her I'd help her find legal resources, single-parent programs, whatever she needed to get stable. But I couldn't be her emotional safety net anymore. She nodded. No fight, no begging. I think she finally understood. Here's what nobody tells you. Sometimes people don't leave because you're not enough. They leave because they think there's something better. And sometimes they come back when they realize better wasn't real. But you don't have to be available just because they finally see your value. Love isn't about being chosen after someone else fails. It's about being chosen without hesitation. She left me for someone who looked more successful. She came back carrying his consequences. But walking away, that was the moment I finally respected myself. And that was worth everything.